Definitely want to thank you all for coming again. I know it's a big deal. You just got back from fall break and you have many, many things to do. But we're excited that you're here. Let's talk about what we're going to do today. I know I sent you an agenda, but I want to just give you a quick overview. So we're going to do a review of what you learned last time. So there's candy involved, so you'll want to be paying attention. We are going to talk about what we heard back from you, because you know I keep asking you to answer questions. So we're taking your feedback and we're going to talk about that. We're also going to give you an update on the project, where we are with the project. And then this time we're going to give you a live demo of Workday. So I know you're all anxious to see that. So it might have felt like we were kind of holding out on you, but maybe we were just a little bit. But anyway, so that's going to be a live demo for you. And we're going to do an activity together where you're going to get up again and go out in the hall like we did last time. And then we're going to talk about next steps. And our plan is to be done by 4 o'clock today. So going forward, our meetings will be done at 4, not 4:30, okay? So Brian Caesar decided he would come and join us for a little bit. So I'm going to give him the floor here.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. So I popped in last time just to tell you that you've got some resources that were available for you should you need anything. So let me talk about that in 1 second. Before I do, how's it going so far? Good. Any thoughts, questions, concerns? No? Good. Well, I've got 5 numbers for you. Do you want to write these down? 3, 1, 2, 7, 5. That's my extension. So I know this group. I've been here 3+ years. I know what you're dealing with. So jot that down. If you need me, definitely call me. So enjoy the session and stay in touch. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, Brian.
Okay, we're going to review a little bit from last time. See who's paying attention. First question. If you had Skittles on your seat, only Skittles are eligible to answer this question. Okay, first one to answer this, raise your hand. Do we know the answer to this question who had Skittles? Yes. April 1st next year. All right. Oh, watch out. This could get dangerous. April 1st of next year. Good.
What candy next?
Let's go with the, we'll stay with the fruit. How about the Starburst? You guys are next. Okay. What does RPM stand for? This is a tough one.
Anybody? Know Starburst? Anybody?
Yes. Yes.
Woohoo!
Very
I guess
good.
I'll bring the candy this time. That was a little bit of a
Responsive,
wild throw.
productive, measurable. Very good. And for this question, we'll have the paydays for this question. No?
Payday, yeah.
Payday.
Oh, no, not payday.
Sorry, not payday.
Hand down.
You're not eligible. Snickers, the regular Snickers. Yes. False. Taleo's not going
False.
away.
Taleo is not going away.
It's not going away.
Is it just onboarding?
Yes.
Yeah, so there's...
The onboarding will move. Okay?
Okay. Next we have Three Musketeers. You're eligible to answer this question. What is one risk of not managing change? There were several that we talked about. It's really not like a definite, perfect answer to this, but there's a whole bunch of things we talked about last time.
Come on, Three Musketeers. You can do it. Not one Three Musketeers?
No Three Musketeers? Oh, way back.
Uncertainty. The workforce is uncertain. What's going on?
I'll take that. Uncertainty, absolutely. They're uncertain of what's going on, and that can lead to other things like productivity loss, right? We talked about that, and a whole host of other things. But uncertainty is good. Good enough for me. Okay? Not the paydays again. Sorry, we have a special question for
It was special for them.
So what's this? This is the peanut butter Snickers? Is that who's left?
Peanut butter Snickers.
Okay, true or false? The Change Agent Network is a group of people who influence positive change.
Are you a peanut butter Snicker?
Are you a peanut butter Snickers?
I need to know who
She
it was.
is.
You
She
were a
is.
peanut butter Snickers? Who is it, she?
You have some extras. Just throw a few
it.
over there. And this is the payday
The
question.
payday people. Yeah.
The payday people. Right? This was the candy that we talked about, metaphorically speaking, last time. True or false? Will they be changing from monthly to biweekly? True. Oh, I saw lady in pink.
The lady
True.
in pink, I
lady
know
in
her.
pink. Yes.
There you go, Robin.
Okay.
Okay.
So these are the things that we talked about amongst other things last time, but we just want to give you a little review, throw some candy, get some sugar rolling. We know it's
Halloween.
afternoon, so good job.
Okay, so after our first meeting in September, about a week later, I sent you an email and I asked you some questions. What we were trying to do is help you sort of not forget about the things that we asked you to do. So here's what we heard back. First of all, only 62% of you responded to that. So that was a boo. No candy for that one.
That's really good because we found that statistically only a third of people ever respond to feedback.
But this group needs to be 100. There's no 62 that's going to happen. And I do want to talk about this just a little bit. The reason that I'm really sad about that number is because we're taking what you're saying very seriously. We're going to talk about some of it specifics later on, but we are actually taking that feedback and we're taking our training and making sure that it goes along with what you're asking for. We want to make sure that you're happy with materials. We want to make sure you're getting the support you need. On this last email that I just sent you, I asked you some very specific questions that we're going to talk about on the next slide, and that's how come Brian's here, specifically because of the questions that I asked on that email. So we really, really want to be hearing from you. Honestly, I'm listening to what you're saying, and we're using that heavily. It's not just a, hey, thanks for your information, I'm going to throw it in my bottom drawer, okay? I'm really using it, and it gives us power, too, to come back to the steering committee and say, hey, they're doing this, but this is what we're seeing. So it also covers you. It shows, for instance, that 81% of the people that did respond made a copy of that PowerPoint presentation, which we asked you to do. So that's a pretty good response, I think. 86% of the people either showed the video or are planning on using the video. So that helps me know that you guys find the video useful, and I'll make sure that I'm providing that to you every time. This was super great. 96% of the people that responded said they met with their administrator. This gives me all kinds of power to go talk to Brian and say, hey, 96% of them went to their administrator, then this is what happened. So you guys are doing what you're supposed to be doing, and we'll know if a ball were to drop, where that ball dropped, okay? Not that we expect that to happen, but we want to jump in front of it. And so if things aren't happening the way we want them to, then we can, I have some clout to go with numbers. Brian, Bonnie, and Gautam, they're all big number people. So if I can say, hey, this is what we're hearing, this is what we're seeing by numbers, they're going to take it a lot more seriously than I say, well, this one person I talked to wasn't too thrilled with what happened. This doesn't have any power to it. So that's how come I'm kind of harping on you. I don't mean to harp on you, but really, really, really want to get you guys to respond to those questions. And I'm trying really hard to keep them short. Okay?
Yeah, somebody who responded, how long did it take you to respond to those questions? 3 minutes. Everybody's got 3 minutes, right? So we know we can do better there. And actually we did. 85% responded to the one that, today we still had a few late stragglers in today that were responding, but already a little bit better here. So go ahead and go to that next one. Okay, so 20% of the people who responded did not present Workday at all. Okay, that's bad. We want to make sure that you're presenting in some way, shape, or form, right? Go ahead and go to the next one. 54% presented the information electronically, which is better than nothing, right? And then 25% presented in human, live and in color, at a meeting of some sort, a staff meeting probably. Do you guys remember which way we said was the most ideal way to do it? Which one? Live and in color, right?
And not just live, but...
Yeah. So also ideally, right, the way the messages get across the best way is when you have your administrator or the building leader do the presenting for you, right? Which is why we're trying to make the communication materials that we produce so easy right? For administrator to just look at it, take maybe 5 minutes to look at the slides first, but then have the presentation done for them so they can do it. And we know that we've had some resistance, which is why Brian was here, because he wants to give you his phone number and he wants you to call him. If your administrator is not doing what they're supposed to be doing, if you don't feel comfortable with that, maybe talk to us through the contact us anonymously something, but he wants to make sure that this is done by the building leaders. So however we can get that done, obviously is best for the program. So let's move into something positive. Okay, if you're one of the 6% of people who had your administrator or your building leader present, can you tell us a little bit about it? Can you tell us what happened at your particular site, the good? Did you generate excitement? What was the timing of the meeting that you might have had? Anything positive?
We didn't present electronically or face-to-face in a meeting, but we sent it in an email.
Okay.
We sent it with the information you gave us, and I sent it, the administrator sent it. I went verbally to some people and asked, did you get my email? Was it confusing? That kind of stuff. And they were kind of looking at me like, was I supposed to respond to this?
Okay.
No, you didn't really. I mean, just if you have questions.
Sure.
So it was really, I was the one that said it was a non-issue. It was kind of
Okay.
like, well, if there's something to worry about, you'll let me know, right?
Okay.
That's
No
how
news
I
is
do it.
good news type
Pretty
of
much,
thing.
yeah.
Okay. Somebody else? Yeah.
I did
Thanks.
the same thing. Electronically, I hung up the information in the staff lounge, sent
Yeah.
the slides with the presentation to my administrators in time to go to the staff meeting, but it was not presented there.
Okay.
And also sent out an email. My administrator did send out an email identifying me as the will and what I was going
Excellent.
to be learning, and that I'd be showing it to them. That were most of the feedback that I got was, when is it going to start? When are we going to get to go hands-on with it? And are we really going to have bi-weekly payments?
Good.
Okay. Those are great
So you're
questions.
generating some interest. That's excellent.
Yeah.
You get candy.
Okay. Anybody else? Yeah.
Okay, I presented it at a staff meeting because I thought that's what you wanted, not
Okay.
my administrator needed to do it. So I did do the slideshow, the short version, and it was very well received. The staff is eager to learn. They were, again, excited about the biweekly paychecks, and but they're eager to have that hands-on to see it move faster, to update things.
Okay.
So,
Okay. Well, good. And yeah, I mean, the only reason that we want the administrators to have responsibility for it is because we know that staff might respond to them differently than they respond to other people,
Yeah.
right? And so that's the only reason. I understand that we're probably not going to get 100%. We want to get as close as we can, but history just shows that it's more, people pay attention a little bit more if it's from the principal or the building leader. So.
I'm Nancy, and
Hi,
I
Nancy.
work in human resources. And so we got an early view of the video, and it was presented by Brian. So he has
Excellent.
so much enthusiasm about it, so it really inspired everybody to, and we're looking so forward to it because it's going to make our job just so much easier so that we can help schools more and be of more assistance to them, and it'll free up time for us like crazy.
Right.
So the enthusiasm in our department is really, really high. And every time anybody sees anything new about it, they're loving it. They're just anxious to get going.
That's great. And I think that's a great word, and enthusiastic or inspiring. If you get your principals to be that, again, they're the leader of the building, right? And people are going to adopt how they act around something, right? And it's going to kind of affect how they think about it. So, good. We mentioned something about timing. The only reason we had that up there is because you may not want to choose when you have a meeting about this sort of thing. I know we had a meeting on like a Friday afternoon that we heard about. That may be a tough time to have that meeting, just because maybe people they're ready to go, right? They're checked out. So maybe try to have a meeting, at a time that's maybe a little bit better in the morning, or not near 5 o'clock. on the weekend. So, okay, that's good. Some good stuff.
Okay, so one of the things we asked you on the October response, or maybe it was the September one, was how were you finding the materials? Everybody seemed to feel like the materials were good. They were happy with them. I didn't get any kind of oh gosh, these sucked. So that was exciting. So what we're trying to do, like Jason was saying, is make sure that there's plenty of stuff out there so you guys aren't having to reinvent any of this. If it works at one site, it's going to work at another. So those were a couple of the comments that we heard. And then one comment was that everybody wanted to know how, when, etc. So with that said, there's more to come.
Okay, so this is going to be pretty techy for a lot of people, but we wanted to share with you where the project is right now. And so if you don't understand some of this stuff, I have a picture on the next slide, okay, that maybe will be easier. So the first one, the project is in the configure and prototype phase. Pretty awesome sounding, okay? And the team is conducting their unit testing, which means they're starting to build the system, right? You guys know what a prototype is, right? So essentially, the prototype for Workday for this school district has been built, and they're starting to plug information in and play around in there. The prototype has been created and filled with employee information, so all of you are in there. Or maybe not all of you, but a good majority at this point. And all the new processes are being tinkered with and kind of reviewed by the functional teams. That's where they're at right now. Test scenarios have been developed and they're being tested. And then the impact analysis is nearing completion. That's something that Valerie and I have been working on, trying to figure out exactly where the impacts are going to be. We talked about it a little bit last time. What are the end users going to feel? What are the managers going to feel the most? And trying to put together our training based on that impact analysis. We're almost done with that. And last but not least, the project is on track and on budget. So that's good to hear, right? So here's the picture that I was referring to. So this is a Workday deployment, the entire thing at once, right? So essentially in the first, the plan, these are all the activities, right? Assembling the team, getting a plan together, having your initial prototype. Then you move into architect, where that's where you're really talking to DCSD employees from human resources, payroll, benefits, and building the plan for how you're going to build Workday. And you guys are on there. Identify the Wils. And then so we're in the configure and prototype right in the center right now of the entire phase of the project. And that's where unit testing is going on. And we've completed the P1 build, so it's actually the second build, but there are 2 more builds to go before you have what's called the gold tenant, where that's the one you'll go live on April 1st, 2015. So this is kind of the big snapshot. Look at it. Yeah?
Will we all be part of the testing?
You will not all be part of the testing, but we will ask those of you who really want to be part of the testing. We haven't gotten numbers yet, I don't think, on how many we need, but yeah, user acceptance testing for end user, we definitely are going to see who's interested in being a part of that. And if you are, there's a good chance that you'll be able to help us with testing. So, good question.
Okay, what we thought we'd do is show you another little short video. This one's 4 minutes. It gives you a generic view of Workday, and then we'll hop into the live build, okay? So let's go have a peek at this. And this video is also on that DCSD Workday that I keep showing you, that site. It's on there if you want to use it with your staff. There's a link to it also in that little presentation.
In this recording, we'll give you a brief overview of Workday. Where's your personal information, such as your address, hire date, job information, and compensation amount currently stored at your company? Is it on a computer server? Is it in a file cabinet? Maybe you don't know. Now with the deployment of Workday, your organization has decided to move your data into the cloud. The cloud is a secure way to store information without any hardware at your location, so you can access it from the internet. Companies use Workday for many reasons. One reason is because they may be trying to save paper. Before systems like Workday existed, workers had to fill out paper forms, and managers or executives would sign off on the forms to approve them. With Workday, paper is a thing of the past. Workday allows you to submit requests electronically and routes them to your manager or other appropriate party for approval. For example, if you move, you can let your company know your address has changed by editing it in Workday. Your company has configured the tasks you can do in the system, so they will automatically route to the appropriate person or group of people who needs to approve them. Workday keeps an audit trail of the system so you can go back and view the status of your requests at any time. Another reason why your company chose Workday is because it provides data in real time. Your executives can make key business decisions, such as how many people to hire or how much to spend on business operations, with accurate and up-to-date information. These reports are also valuable to auditors who may need to ensure your company is complying with the current laws. To access Workday, you'll receive a link to Workday that is specific to your company. You'll receive a username and a password and will be able to log into your Workday homepage, which will contain information that your organization stores about you and your job. When you log in, you will see circular icons. These are called worklets. You can click on a worklet to access tasks and reports. For example, if you click on the Personal Information worklet, you can click on a task like Change Contact Information, or a report like View About Me. Another way to navigate within Workday is to use the search bar. In this example, we have searched for John. 2 employees show up with John in their names, along with an organization that is managed by someone named John. Workday was built using a unique object-oriented technology. Each object in Workday, such as a person, is tied to other objects. Each worker in the system has many objects attached to them. This picture only shows a few examples. You may be asking, why does the object technology matter to me? It's because it makes Workday easy to use. You can click on the Related Action button next to any object in the system and see a list of tasks you can do that are related to that object. In this example, Brian clicked on the Related Action button next to his name. A list of actions Brian can complete is displayed and organized in categories. Brian can pick a category, for example, Workday Account, and choose to do an action, such as change his password. To make Workday as easy to access as possible, we've created Workday mobile applications so you can get your data from other devices besides your computer. This ensures you always have convenient access to Workday at any time, from anywhere. If you're a manager, you'll have the ability to review and approve requests even when you're away from your desk. You are joining the millions of workers around the world who use Workday. You are going to be using the next generation of enterprise business software. Thank you for your time and attention. Welcome to Workday.
Looks pretty straightforward, right? Okay, it's all well and good to see it in a video, but now I thought you might like to see it, for real. Okay, so
The
these are
moment you've all been waiting for.
I know. Some of the things we're going to look at today, I have a login just as myself. I don't have anybody that I manage. So I talked to Becky over in HR and said, hey, I'd like to show them something that we're going to be using. This is a very early build. It's not even the one they're using right now for testing, but at least it would give you more of a sense of just a super generic one. So let's go have a look at that. And I'm going to show you pretty much similar items that she showed you in the video, but it's slower and we can kind of talk through them, okay? So one thing that's very different is you're not going to be given a user ID and password. That's going to be your single sign-on. Don't have to remember yet another thing, so that's good. And we will have the link to it posted out. I don't know where yet. I imagine it'll be somewhere very obvious, like in our IT applications and many different places, but we don't have that link available to us. But that will be out there for you guys to use. Okay, so I use my single sign-on to get in. And then you'll notice, first of all, I have some different icons or worklets than they showed in the video. We'll have a default worker homepage. HR, Becky wasn't sure yet what exactly those are going to be, so I sort of picked the ones that she and I talked about would probably what you'll see. Okay, so notice up here in the right, we've got a little picture. You are not going to be able to edit this picture. It's not like Google Plus where you can put in a picture of Jennifer Lopez if you're not feeling it today. You get what you get. It's going to be what will be on your badge, and you won't be able to edit it, okay? So sad to say. And then you notice up here that number, that happens to be my employee number. I've been here really long, so that's why I don't have one of those 2 million numbers like some of you have. Okay, so there's a lot of different ways. You know how in Google you can do things in many, many different ways. You can, start an email from here. You can right-click. You can do all kinds of stuff. Same deal with Workday. There's not just one path to do things. So I'm going to show you one, and then I'm going to show you how you can do it in different places, okay? So the first thing we're going to talk about is just that main page. These are the worklets. You notice there's a search bar. We've got this little thing right here that also takes you to your home screen, that type of thing. And then this is like get you back to the beginning button, just so you know. Okay, so that actually does something. And then this is called your inbox. And if you had, especially if you were a manager, you would have a little number, just like on your email telling you how many you have tasks to do. You would have that. As a standard regular employee like I am, I'm probably not going to have too much going on in my inbox. Okay. Now, if I click on my face, I can go to this view profile. You notice we still got change password here. That will go away. All right. So we're going to click on that. And what I wanted to show you in here was we've got the profile. And then down below, you notice we have a bunch of these little tabs. Okay, so if you go to the very first tab, we've got job. And we have some things loaded and some not, just so you know. In here you can see I've got my job title, and that's accurate. I'm not part-time. I don't know where that came from. Last I checked, I work all the time. West Support Offices. So you can see there's a few things. And you notice on this one, when I hold my mouse over, I've got the little ellipsis, right? And that means that I can do other things. Does anyone remember what the lady in the video called that? No, I'm not surprised. They're the related items icon, okay? So when you see that, you know you can go and do more. But you notice there's not one on some of these others. It's not going to be on everything. So if I were to click on that particular one, it's going to tell me some things about where I work. That one's not very interesting, but some of them have a lot of stuff. If you want to know your, we call them years of service here. So this here, it has it called length of service, and it even tells you how long I've been in this position, this particular position. So we've got that, and then you've got your contact information. Now, I can't edit this stuff from here, but these are editable. It's a hard word to say. Okay, so you notice how I got in there and I was able to click around on those other things. The other thing I wanted to show you was the contact tab. So in the contact tab, you're going to see your information, and there's that edit button. So if I wanted to change what my phone number is, and this was the other reason why they didn't want to give me access, because they're still looking to make sure data is correct in both systems. So they're like, don't change anything. Although Becky said, although if I see anything with your name on it, I'll know there's something going on. But basically, this will allow me to get in here. There's that phone number right there, or I can go up to edit in here and say edit, and then I can go ahead and change that phone number information. So if I were to update my cell number or whatever, I can update that from here or whatever. Okay, so we'll just click that. You see that? Okay, we're going to hit done. I didn't click on the right one. I hit that instead of my email or my phone number. You get the idea, right? No problem. Okay, let me hit the back button. All right, you notice I've got up here my view team. This would show me who's on the team with me. I have to tell you this is not correct for mine because Amanda's on my team and she doesn't show up as being on my team. And my manager is actually Neil, not Gotham. So that stuff is a little different, but they're still playing with that. Again, in that contact, I've also got emergency contacts where I would be able to update and add somebody. So right now I just have my husband in there, but I could add other emergency contacts. So you can see it's pretty straightforward. This isn't scary stuff at all. So I don't think that when you're ready to show that out, demo that to your staff, that there's going to be too much angst about, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? This is so scary. Okay. The other thing that's kind of cool is we were able to do that. We were able to do that from that profile. And you notice if I go in here, I can also do things, similar things right from here. I can go look at my benefits. I can go look at all my stuff here. So that's kind of nice because you can hop around in different ways. You don't have to start all over at the beginning. Another thing I wanted to show you was the compensation tab. What was important for you to know is when we spoke with payroll and we were doing our impact analysis, they did say to let you all know that when you do see your compensation in Workday, it's going to show your salary. It's not going to show your additional pays. So if you work over at Shea Stadium and you do some stuff for them or whatever, that's done as an additional pay, that wouldn't be reflected in that. So just they wanted you to be aware of that. But that will show you, right now I'm only making $2,000 a year, which is, you know, not much. I know I'm like part-time and I only work two. That's kind of scary. So, but anyway, that kind of gives you a feel for where you'll see your things, okay? And then the benefits, I just want to speak to benefits real quick. Right now we have to go into ESS and do our e-benefits every year at open enrollment time. Same process. That is not going to change. It's not going to roll every year and you're automatically going to have what you had the previous year. Every year you're going to have to go in and sign up for benefits. So just be aware that that's coming down the pike, and open enrollment is like early May, right? So that's why we really need to make sure everybody's trained by April, because every person in the district has to log in and sign up for e-benefits. And if they don't, I have been told they do not have benefits. And that's what they told us in the benefit. It's like, it's sad because there are certain people, they just blow it off and then they're calling and it's like, sorry, you missed it and now you're out of luck for a whole year. So, you know, it's really critical that they're comfortable and able to go in there, click on it, and enter their selections, okay? So right now, as you can see, there's nothing in here. There's nothing loaded up in there.
People still do their own verification of employment?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe so. Well, let me retract. I believe so.
Okay.
I'm not positive yet on the verification of employment, how exactly that's going to work, because I don't know how many years of historical data is being moved from Oracle over and all that, and exactly what's needed for a verification of employment. But that is on our impact analysis sheet, verifications of employment, so that we have the directions on how they can get what they need, whether it's, but I should imagine it would be self-service as well. I can't imagine them going back to, yeah, I can't imagine that going back, but I always have that little caveat of pretty sure. Okay, so that was the benefits part. And then so what I wanted to show you is we went and looked at all that stuff through the profile. Remember we went here and said view profile? You can see a lot of that information as well through the worklet. So if you prefer to navigate through the little icons on the desktop, for instance, maybe it's payday and you want to go get your pay stub, you can just go straight to payroll and then click my pay slips. There aren't any in here now, but that's as simple as it is. They're going to click on that, they're going to go in there, and they're going to click print if they want to. Okay, so people who aren't comfortable doing a lot of navigating, it might just be best for them just to say, hey, all you need to worry about is see the pay, done. And that takes away a lot of the fear of, oh my gosh, I don't know, how am I supposed to get that stuff anymore? Okay, so notice, remember I told you if you click this little Workday icon, it takes you all the way back. It takes you back to that main screen, okay? So let's see what else. There's also this search up in the corner. Remember she did a search on, she did John or something. So I picked on Amanda because she has a last name of Rice, which is easy to type, first criteria. And you notice that I've got all these people who work in the district with Rice as the last name. Okay, and you'll notice that I get them all here, and I can see all the people. And then if I wanted to go look at Amanda, notice how that turns with the little view-related items ellipsis. So I can go here, and I can see Amanda's phone number. Now, whether or not you'll see her employee number or not, I have no idea. I doubt it. But again, this is just a test system, so they're still kind of cleaning up of what you can see, what you're not going to be able to see. I would doubt you'd be able to see other people's numbers, but whatever. I hope not, because we use that to help verify who people are.
So will that be our employee directory?
You can use it as a directory, absolutely, and that's what I wanted to show you. There you go. There's Amanda. That is Amanda's work number, I can tell you. If you need IT support, that's the number you call, so that is loaded in there correctly, 70001, a little plug for the IT support team. Okay, so you can use this as a directory, absolutely. Yes?
Will there be administrative rights depending on what your position is?
Absolutely.
Like your reports manager and so forth?
Right, and because I'm not even a manager, I don't have certain things like to do time off type stuff. I don't even have access to it. I don't have a team, so I don't get to see my team. So it'll all be built just like every system is, you know, in Oracle. If you are a requester, you have those kind of rights. If you're not, you're a bookkeeper, you have that kind of access. So, and that's what Becky Hall is working on right now. That's why I keep referencing Becky, because she's the one who's doing all the security administration. So she will make sure that each group has the appropriate rights for what they need to see. Sorry, Amanda, I hope you didn't mind. It's a great name to use. So you can also not just search for rice. Let's say you want to look at your pay stub. You can just type pay, right? And we can go in here and we can say my pay slips if that's what I want. Now we did a little testing. You only need 2 letters in order to get any kind of multi-match on there. So not you're going to get a lot with PA, but just so you know, you have to have at least 2 letters. It won't just search on the letter P. It's not enough. Okay, so then I can go to my pay slips and boom, I'm done. So many different ways to get to places. Does that sort of help you feel a little more comfortable with the system? Okay, good. So I showed you the directory, I showed you the search, and I can also see hierarchies. I don't know if you care about this, honestly. Do you care? Probably not. Let's go back to the directory. I just want to show it to you. So if I wanted to, I can see an organizational directory, so I can see how low I am in the tree. Way down there with the roots. But anyway, you can look at org charts and things like that, and I do see my coworkers, and these aren't correct either because, like I said, Amanda's my coworker, and she doesn't show up in this list. I think they just pick some random IT people and throw them in there. So anyway, like I said, I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a taste of what they're going to see so that now when you start getting questions where people are saying, well, you know, this is going to be a whole new huge thing that I have to learn, you can kind of give them that, all right, don't worry about it, I've seen it, it's very easy to navigate. The things that you will need to do are going to be very straightforward. See your pay slip, to change your address, all those kinds of things are going to be very straightforward. And of course we'll have documents, but I don't think a lot of it you need. I mean, who really needs a document to say click on pay slip? But it'll be there, I promise. There will be directions on how to get your pay slip. But I just want you to know, we're going to provide that, and that's going to be really important. A lot of it's going to come from you, and to be able to feel like you can give them that comfort level of this is not going to be a big oppressive thing that you'll have to learn. So is there anything else that you feel like?
Can we search by department?
I believe you can. Let's give that a try.
Will it be real time? Because, now you might go to a Google site and find a different phone number there than where you would somewhere else on the website, say.
Here's information technology. Yes, because this is a source of record. So like right now, whatever is in this source of record, now if I change my cell phone and I don't update my information, of course it'll be incorrect. So what's important to know about Workday that's a little bit different than Oracle per se, is that it's an active system. You're going to be a participant in the system on keeping things updated, entering your W-4 information or changes, updating who your dependents are. All that stuff is going to be, you're going to be a participant in that. It's not going to just be, well, I better send payroll an email and let them know that, I want my great Aunt Fanny to, inherit everything I've got. So, it's going to be important that you're part of the system. You're going to be putting things in, and then it's going to update. Some things will move with a workflow that it will, let's say you adopt a child, or you have a child. There's a add the dependent. Well, you're going to attach the file that shows the birth certificate or the adoption certificate, and then it'll move on to the next person who would be, I assume, benefits, right? Benefits. I'm looking at Nancy. She's nodding yes. And then benefits would look it over and make sure that what you submitted was correct documentation, because what if you updated a recipe for something by accident? That's not a legal document. So benefits would look at it and say, yep, that's the birth certificate or adoption certificate for that child. All looks good. They hit the next thing, which is approve, and then boom, it's done, or it moves to whatever the next step is. So that's what I mean about you're going to be an active participant as opposed to, well, let me do a drive-by of benefits and throw something on somebody's desk. You're going to actually be entering things. So yeah, in a sense, yes, it will be real time, but as far as it's approved. Someone in the back had a question. I don't know who's going to see what at this point, I'm afraid. I don't know that all those decisions have been made on security groups. There's a lot that has to be thought out of who can see what. So I don't know if managers will see employee ID numbers or not. I know that right now, the main secretary can look somebody up. No, they can't look up somebody up in Oracle, can they?
No.
Nope. So there's very few people that can look up an employee ID number. That's how come we send out the email, now that I think about it. Sir? Chronos is not a part of the Workday system, so anybody who is classified will continue to do their time off and their time all through Chronos. Are you wondering, like, is the balances in here going to reflect what's in Chronos?
No, if people can view their punches, if they can review their
Unfortunately not. I wish, but it doesn't seem like that's going to be a piece of it.
Well, Chronos has that ability. It's just that it's an employee self-service module that I guess we never bought.
It's expensive. It's very expensive. You have to have a license for every single person who wants to log in on the web and view their timesheet. So I think that's why it was nixed. It was just too cost prohibitive. And it'll be like ESS as far as your time off. It'll be however often it gets reconciled. So you might, where Chronos is real time, if yesterday I had 8 hours of sick and I took 1 hour of sick, I'm now at 7 and I can see it by day. This won't have that real time classified data of, it'll be just like ESS is now. When the reconcile goes through, it'll show it with an as of date, so it won't be live.
It's usually, I think, payroll every month who does that update.
Right,
but it's a month in arrears.
Yeah, it's currently a month in arrears, and I don't know if it'll go to every 2 weeks once we go to the bi-weekly pay period. That's my guess. Okay, we good with this? Everybody feel kind of comfortable? Kind of sort of comfortable? Yes? Okay.
Okay, I see people getting sleepy.
It's time to
get up
move.
a little bit. Okay, get moving a little bit. So today our activity is an elevator speech. Okay, do you remember from last time I said the beginning part, we're in awareness, trying to build awareness and desire, right? It sounds like we already have some people who are desiring more information and they want to touch it, they want to feel it. Well, they can't yet, but you guys just got a little glimpse. But what we're going to do for the next 20 minutes is come up with 6 different elevator speeches for Workday, okay? A lot of people said they maybe had some troubles figuring out exactly what to say. This is going to help us with that, right? So what's going to happen is we're going to have you guys in your candy groups, as we're calling them today, creating different elevator speeches. And this is, pretty much the features of what, an elevator pitch would be, right? Just focused on the compelling reasons for Workday, process improvements, efficiencies. You want it to be very brief. You don't want it to be long, 30 seconds max, right? The elevator ride is not that long, okay? Adaptable, so we can use it at different places, and then immediately useful. So if you want to go ahead and go to the next slide. Here's an example of an elevator speech. Okay, now this is a mouthful, but I just wanted you to have something for in mind, right? You're kind of telling the story of why it's good, what it's going to help with. I won't read that. You guys can read. So, knowing what you know, you just saw a little demonstration. This is our second meeting. You've maybe looked at the website a little bit, starting to get a little bit of an understanding of what Workday is going to do for the district. My recommendation is we're going to give you 20 minutes. We'll give you till 20 of. Get with your groups. First thing I would do on these big pieces of paper is just brainstorm ideas. Right? What are the great things about Workday? What things can we maybe use in our different departments? And there's going to be different people mixed in, and that's okay. And then maybe use the last 10 minutes trying to craft what your elevator speech would be. Okay, now it's tough, I know, to write with 15 people, but you're tough. I think you can handle it. You can figure it out. The other part to this is that when you're done and we come back, we want 2 people from each group, right, to come up and present your elevator speech. Why? Because you're going to have to present sooner or later. You're all going to be trainers. We want to get people up here. Should be easy. You can read right off the thing. Doesn't matter to us. And then we'll compile the 6 different elevator speeches and send them in a Word document separate from the website to you so that you guys can use them, adapt them however you want to, have something, a reference point, and practice if you want to. Do we have a group who would like to volunteer to come up and go first? Yes.
Woohoo! What candy do we have?
What candy group are you?
Let's hear it for the Starburst
This is the
team.
Starburst group. All right.
Okay, so we're in the elevator. Back in the day, it used to be elevator music. So we're going to start here by doing a little bit. Okay. A, all devices. W, worklets. E, everything in one place. S, savings to DCSD. O, online, no more paper. M, multiple search areas. E, easy, easy, easy.
Woohoo!
Wow. Baby, drop your glasses. And that spells awesome.
I can barely talk today. We're Skittles. Mobile application you can access 24/7 that allows all employees to actively participate because it is user-friendly and easy to navigate. Consolidates accurate information into one place, which saves time by accessing timely information, which decreases employee confusion, which is huge, due to the streamlined process. In conclusion, it's one-stop shopping with a single sign-on.
Woohoo! Very nice.
Okay. Workday is a user-friendly, web-based program that allows all employees to access, verify, and update information in real time. This will be a cost saver by using less paper and saving people hours. Workday will also have a tremendous trickle-down effect as well as increasing productivity.
Fantastic. Like it.
Yeah, thank you. Paydays.
Workday's exciting new tool for all employees to have a hands-on role in their information. The program can be accessed from anywhere on many different devices. It's user-friendly with a single sign-on, making processes faster, easier, and cutting down on paper waste. The money saved by cutting out all of these extra programs will be put back into our classrooms. And perhaps the best part, bi-weekly pay.
All right. Thank you. Good job. We have one more, I believe, don't we?
Have we heard from all?
Oh, okay, there she goes.
What's up, Wilcox? How's everybody doing today? All right, my name is PB Snickers. So who knows that Workday is starting? Round of applause. Who knows that Workday is starting? Thank you. So it's starting April 1st, and you will get bi-weekly paychecks starting July 1st. Mine? No. It's a convenient, user-friendly program similar to an app available on multiple devices 24/7. It is a simple, straightforward program so that you can update your personal information even on Thanksgiving. Douglas County School District has moved to Workday, which reduces paperwork, saves the district money, and makes the process faster and easier for all of you.
Love the energy. Awesome. Okay, so we'll take all these and give them a document so you guys can have them. Okay, and choose which one you like.
Singing and dancing optional.
Very nice effort. Thank you guys so much for that.
Okay. So what I want to do next is talk to you about the information, the feedback that you gave us at the previous meeting, at the September meeting. So you probably, those of you that were here, which were most of you, remember you went into the similar kinds of groups out in the hallway and in here and kind of brainstormed about what you wanted to see, what you thought would make a good implementation, things like that. So that's I took all of your information, and let me open up that document so you can see it. Okay, so all those big sheets of paper I compiled, and what I tried to do was to break them up into groups, and it seemed to me like they landed into 4 different things. One was very specifically about communication. There was a lot of talk about, hey, we need communication. And I tried to get your words wherever I could specifically, unless I needed to, pull a couple of them together. But you guys wanted stuff to be clear and consistent and timely. And it was like, hey, we need to hear things. We need to know things. Don't leave us in the dark. So that was a big thing. Another thing that was important was that there needed to be support by experts. And what's important about that is it's not just me and Jason that are going to be the experts. You're going to be experts as well. So when you talk about wanting support by experts, just keep in mind that you're going to also need to be in that role as an expert, as someone that someone can go to and ask questions. Okay, so those were some of the comments that I heard, that you wanted there to be quick response times. So think of that for yourself too. So if someone, you know how annoying it is when you're calling and you're trying to get support, and of course Comcast, it's like the worst. It doesn't matter what it is, you're on hold for 45 minutes for something stupid, and it's completely annoying. You want some timely support. So think about that too when you are in your role out in the school. Someone asks you in the morning a question, they send you an email maybe. Don't wait 2 weeks before you get back to them. Try and be timely, because they feel the same way you do. It's like, is my question important? Okay, there were some ideas about what the software should bring. And some of those things were that, it needed to reduce waste and all that kind of good stuff. And we're going to look at another slide that kind of encapsulates these things. We wanted to see some software that was going to be user-friendly, those kinds of things. And then the last thing was the network of knowledge was a term that came up. And I took that to kind of mean all the materials that are available. So what should the network of knowledge or the training materials provide? And there were things like videos and up-to-date information and things, a way to provide feedback. Okay, so that was everything from you guys on those sheets. And then, so what I did is, after I started to think about them, I was like, well, there's no point in going each and every bullet. So let me try and take that and then encapsulate it down even a little further. So I kind of broke it into two groups. One is our area of influence. And when I say that, I mean, these are things that we in this room can have some effect over. And one of those, like I just talked about, was provide communication that's timely, clear, and consistent. I heard that a lot from all the different groups. So that's what we're attempting to do, is to make sure that by seeing you once a month, that we are giving you project updates, that we're trying to make any kind of communication we have to be very clear. We're not trying to hide anything, give you a bunch of fancy terms, get it out there and let you know what's going on. And again, that's for you all too, to then take the materials that we provide and provide that to your staff so that they're hearing the same things you are, that it's timely. It's not, you don't want to hold all the training for how to do a process 6 months before you'll ever get to touch the system. So in some sense, it might feel like we're kind of holding back a little bit, but we want it to be timely, so it makes sense. The information that we give you makes sense for now. It's not too much to when we go live. Okay, so that's why we're going to try and parse it out a little bit that way. Support available and knowledgeable, and I'm getting training, you're going to get training, we're all going to make sure we're very comfortable with all the processes, and that's why Jason and I are meeting with benefits, we're meeting with payroll and HR. So like the Extra Pay app, that's going to change dramatically, so we know that, but we haven't seen what the new Extra Pay app is going to look like. So that's something that will be documented, maybe have a video on how to use that thing, so that when the time comes, people aren't scrambling going, I don't know how to use the Extra Pay app. Right? So that's an important one. And then training materials are thorough and accessible was another thing that I heard pretty consistently. So that's where we're trying to get your feedback to make sure that the materials that we're providing to you have the information that you need to then turn around and give that to your staff. So if you're feeling like as we go along, hey, this was great, but I felt like there were some gaps here, please use that contact form. Let me know, hey, could we get a little bit more in this area or whatever? Because I really am responding to those. I'm trying to make sure that if questions come up, I've had a few FAQs come in about how to calculate pay, that type of stuff, that I've been able to pass along to Marcy in benefits and get that answer for you. It's on the FAQ page. So anything that's coming in, if I don't know it, I'm going to do my best to find out. So I'm trying to make sure that all your training materials are thorough, accessible, that type of thing. Now there are some things that are out of scope. Where we talked about what we'd like the software to do, but I think that all these things that you would like to see have been addressed. Because we talked about savings to the district, and you saw in that first video last time that the district will realize savings and that it's innovative. You did see, how Workday works and how it's, has all the related objects and all that kind of thing. Reliable. I actually went on the web and searched this out, and it says, according to Workday, they have a 99.9% uptime, which is pretty phenomenal. So I think we can be pretty confident that it's not going to be like every time I go in there, the darn thing's down and I can't get my work done. So 99.9. Updates occur in off-peak hours. They did say in their marketing that they try to minimize that type of thing. They do take an outage every Friday night till early Saturday morning where they do any updates. So they plan for that so that it's not interrupting the middle of your day. So you can plan that every Friday night, I think it's like 7 p.m. or something till like 6 a.m. the next morning. So it's very much off-peak and it should not be an impact to you. And you wanted a user-friendly software. Would you say that you feel pretty user-friendly here? And then have a workflow for processes. You'll see that more as we get into the manager piece. You saw in the video where the guy, wanted to send something and then it goes on to the manager and the manager will approve. You'll see that more with the manager because they have more of a workflow, but it definitely has a workflow. So this is what I heard from you, and this is kind of what I came back with. Are you all feel very comfortable with this? Any questions about it? Any other concerns that you felt like did not get addressed from the September feedback? Okay, good. That makes me happy.
Yeah, so this is the last slide. We only have 16.
Look at that. It's
So
5 of
60.
4.
But so we'll meet again in less than a month just because we had to meet today. Couldn't meet Wednesday for some reason that I forgot. But we'll be meeting on the... Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Break. That's important. So you're all well rested, see. So FAQs are being built on submitted feedback. So again, that feedback's so important. So keep communicating with us. And then Valerie's been building the FAQs built upon all the great questions and comments that you guys are adding through the Contact Us. So the communications are available. And I think Valerie's going to just check to make sure everybody remembers how to get to the website.
Yeah, we had to restart my computer, so just give me 1 second to log into it. Sorry about that. Here we go. So remember the site. Does everyone remember how to get to this site? Because that's really important because that's where you're going to get all your stuff. So those Workday communications that he was talking about, they're over there on site communications. If yours is, expanded out, and you're going to see these are just going to build. So we had the September one, and I've already got the October one ready to go for you.
These
Almost
are the ones
completely.
that are built for your administrators you're building. These are already done. So again, trying to make it as easy as possible. So just go there, click on them, print them out, or adjust them, customize them as you need to, and they're ready to go for meetings. So goal for the next 30 days, just again, we're in that awareness desire phase. So try to use the newly written elevator speeches with the same level of enthusiasm as our last participant had. And then please, when you get the questionnaire, let's try to get higher than 85% this time. Keep going up. 3 minutes. Everybody's got 3 minutes, right? So as soon as you see it, just do it right away, and hopefully we can have 100% next time.
I swear I will keep them brief. I try to make as many of them of yes, no, or pick one, or something like that. Very few essay type questions.
Right.
So. And here's the FAQs, and you can see they're starting to be built out a little bit. And so when I get a ton of them, I don't want you to have to scroll forever. And so they'll get kind of bundled. But at this point in time, those are kind of some of the things that have come in. For example, like someone wanted to know about data protection. How will they calculate? So you can just see that's kind of the things that are coming in to me that some of them I have to go get. I need time to go find out from the experts on the answers, and some of them we won't know yet. Like one question was, how many pay stubs are we going to see inside of Workday? How many, going back? And because it's historical data, they haven't decided what makes the most sense yet. So I don't have an answer for that, but there will be something. So, okay.
So please go to the website if you
that
haven't
time.
already. And 2 minutes to spare.
2 minutes to spare. Thank you guys for coming. We very much appreciate it.
Really
See you
appreciate
in just a few weeks. And we'll do another demo, okay? There'll be more stuff to see.